Hi, this is Shirish Kulkarni, founder and CEO of Strot Consultech, which is a consulting venture. Last 5 years, we have been helping small and medium businesses. And with this initiative called as Hatke, we're talking to eminent personalities, leaders, thought leaders, industry experts, people who have inspired others, people who have that positive mindset. And, we have great honors to have Naren Goidani today with us, a personality which actually in itself motivates others and done a lot of laurels on his side. So welcome, Naren Bhai. It's a great honor to even talk to you. Thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah. So, I typically look at this being pandemic now. Slowly the turnaround is there. Lockdown is getting lifted. But still there is a lull, there's a question mark in minds. So I see you smiling, and so you don't get that question of what is going to happen. Ye kaise hoga? How do you keep yourself positive?
Well, I truly believe in what Winston Churchill used to say, that never waste a crisis. And all of us become complacent with the way we live our life. We become used to what we do. And there we miss out on millions of opportunities in front of us. So any kind of crisis, whether it's a health crisis at home, whether it's a city crisis, whether it's a weather crisis, to me, that's a beautiful time for me to introspect about what I'm doing in life. Am I in the right direction? And how is it that from now onwards, this situation is not a burning point in my life, but it should become a turning point of my life.
Oh, okay.
So the moment I start thinking on those lines, okay, this is not a burning point, this is a turning point, there are so many opportunities we can see. There is so much scope that we see for ourselves to experience transformation. There is so much ideas we get about focusing on the right things which are important for us. Unfortunately, of course, there are a few people who are going through a lot of personal agony, like the migrants. But otherwise, for people like you and me, this can be the turning point of our life. This should be a turning point of our life. Hence, I smile because it's a God-sent opportunity to reinvent ourselves. Shirish?
Wonderful, wonderful. I think that is nicely placed where this is a time, and there was a saying in between where past is the past, future is the future, but present is a gift.
Yeah.
Present is a gift to me. So I'll better use it as an opportunity. I think well said that way. Now talking about opportunities, so people get worried about, okay, for I have this kind of a business. So what are the opportunities you see in your purview?
Okay. So before I speak about the opportunities in front of me, let me speak about a classic mindset. Let's say I am a person who drives that horse carriage and I am the best in town. And then cars are invented and people start commuting by cars. And I still hope that the car should be temporary and people should come back to the horse carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Then I lament time, I lament change, I lament the ungratefulness of people whom I have taken care of in their difficult times. Then things are very, very difficult for me. And it is difficult because I am thinking my business is the horse carriage business.
Okay.
But actually, my business is transportation business.
Mm.
When I understand my business is a transportation business, horse carriage was the means. I am in the same business, but now the means will be the car and not the horse carriage.
Okay.
Now I can see that this is a shift, but this is going to make my life much better. It's almost like my grandmother used to cook in that chula with that wood and that fire and blow it, and sometimes it will come onto her face, and even the edges of the saris will have a little spark and burn, and she would quickly put it out. And I've seen that happening in my childhood. And then when the gas came, first they were horrified because so many risks are there. What if it blows up? But then today, everybody, even in the village, the ladies want to have a gas because it makes their life much more convenient. So whenever there is this change which is happening, Between morning and night, there is a period called dusk. And between night and morning, there is a period called dawn. Now, this dusk and dawn is where we resist and we hold on to the past. But if I can look forward to the future, I can see so many opportunities in whatever business you are into. So coming to my business now, Sirish, you were asking something?
No, I'm listening.
Somewhere around 15th of March, we realized that this lockdown or stuff like this will happen. Though nobody anticipated it to be 40 days and more. Though the word quarantine actually means 40 days, which is how it started when Spanish flu happened and ships had to be quarantined, which means for 40 days they were in the harbor. But when the announcement was made, we assumed it will be that 15, 20 days. Now we wanted to do something phenomenal. So the mindset of us in Life School and Wow Parenting is, whenever there's a break from normal, we start thinking, what is it that we can do phenomenal in this time?
Wow.
So around 18th, we got together and we said, let's host an online parenting summit.
Wow.
We have this #1 parenting app in the country called Wow Parenting. We have more than 20,000 users over there. If you Google for parenting courses, chances are you will find us as #1. We thought that the highest parenting summit that we have done is for 400 people. Should we have a 500 people online summit? Now, a lot of webinars have been happening. So we thought, chalo, ek summit karte hain online. But 500 looked very doable. And the date we decided was 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th of April. Okay. And this conversation is happening somewhere around 20th, 22nd, 23rd of March. 23rd, the actual lockdown was announced. When I spoke to my partner, Paresh, I told him, Paresh, 5,000 kare kya? Phenomenal करना है ना, 500 तो हो जाएगा. थोड़ा मेहनत करेंगे, शिरीष को फोन करेंगे, सुमेधा को फोन करेंगे, 10 लोगों को फोन करेंगे और बोलेंगे यार तुम थोड़े व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में जरा भेज दो कि पेरेंटिंग का बहुत अच्छा समिट होने वाला है. 500 तो हो जाएगा, 5,000 करें. Fortunately, I have a partner who says yes, and then he thinks how. So Paresh said, okay, Naren. We'll execute it. We wanted a digital marketing agency. Because good thing has to be spread. It is not enough to make it, but we will also have to ensure it reaches the eyes and the ears of the right people. So called my digital marketing partner, a very lovely guy, young guy, 21-year-old Mohit, and told Mohit, purely as a challenge, we told Mohit, do you want to do something which has never happened in the world?
Completely hatke.
Something bigger than what anybody in the world has dreamt of. You are 21 years old and this is the time you should be fearless. And he's excited. He's my student. He's done my coaching program. So then I told him that I'm dreaming about something which will make you look back and tell stories to your grandchildren. You like to do something like that. Now poor Mohit is getting nervous. So then I told him, we want to have an online parenting summit with 50,000 people. Now we thought if we tell him 50,000, he might say it is too much. Let's do 10,000, 12,000. And then if we reach 5,000, it's a good thing.
5,000 to ho jayega.
Unfortunately, Mohit said done.
Oh.
Now to cut a long story short, when we started the summit on 6th of April, it was 1 hour every day, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 hours of summit. Sirish, we had 67,500 registrations.
Excellent.
We had almost 10,000 people online watching the summit.
Wow.
And we did it with a budget of 1 lakh rupees in marketing.
Super.
I mean, impact per person cost was less than 2 rupees. This is how, when I say that, let's do something phenomenal, because the mind thought of 50 and very rare for a marketing person, he surpassed his target by about 35%.
Very true.
This market was always there. Probably it just set right, just in the beginning of the lockdown. So the webinar fatigue had not yet set in. It was still something new.
True.
So this was one of the best things that we did in this lockdown in our business. There are so many things that I can tell you about what we have done. But this is like one beautiful highlight that I wanted to share with
Wonderful. I think this is a remarkable milestone, I would call it, to
you.
really fire the right people. And I would say maybe it is the power of thought and the intent. If at all you have the power of thought and intent, it hits. It hits hard.
Sirish, along with that, the whole campaign was executed only by 3 people. We had 8 partners with whom we sat for interviews. It was almost an effortless exercise. But what is the core? Let me tell you. The core was a group of people who believed it can be done and we must give it a shot.
See.
So Sirish might have an extraordinary idea. He shares that with his team. And if the team has doubts, they don't give their 200%.
Then it was done.
So the essential part, let's say my role, was to think of a crazy number and then communicate in a way where my team believes it can be done. Then the nitty-gritties is done by the team.
Superb.
That was very crucial and important.
I think that's the most important characteristic of a leader, I would say, to see what is possible, stretch it further to his own imagination also. And, whatever limited exposure that I have got, if you think a thought is there, then it becomes reality.
Absolutely.
If you have a thought, yeah, go ahead.
I'll just share a very beautiful anecdote with you. When the biggest Walt Disney park was inaugurated in US, Walt Disney had just expired. Walt Disney's brother, Roy Disney, was there at the opening ceremony. And after the opening was done, traditional press conference. And in that press conference, the press reporter asked Roy Disney, do you have a regret that Walt Disney was not alive to see this inauguration? Roy smiled and said, no, you're completely wrong. Because Walt Disney saw it, it became a reality.
So nice. So nice. I think, for a leader, definitely it is important to see in the future, take the dots, build a picture, and explain sufficiently enough for the team to carry it out. I think that's the absolute message. Another thing that I was always thinking in this current situation where revenues are not coming, money is not getting transacted, apart from expenses for most essential commodities. So I was just thinking, what is the currency of this world right now? Is it goodwill I'm creating, thoughts I'm giving, the positivity I'm giving out? Is it something that I connect with people and guide them through something? So maybe, perspective from your side on what's the currency? What's the currency now?
Sirish, the currency right now is a willingness to go through tough times with empathy towards people, with the belief that the future is going to be awesome. In other words, the currency is like a pregnant woman who's about to deliver a child.
Mm-hmm.
She knows she's going into the labor room, and her time in the labor room may be 2 hours, it might be 10 hours. She does not know how long the labor pain is going to last. She knows it's going to be excruciatingly painful.
Wow. Okay.
Because imagine, Sirish, an entire child is going to come out from a narrow space in a woman's body. Now, if that space has to be stretched for the child to come out, can you visualize the pain a woman goes through? I mean, we men, we might go unconscious just by seeing that pain. Forget about feeling that pain. And yet the woman goes out knowing fully well, I will go through this pain because at the end of the pain, I will be a mother and a child would have been born on this planet. Every now and then in our life, especially when there are huge opportunities and some crazy times, the willingness to go through necessary pain is a very essential ingredient for any person. So I'm not going to say it's going to be over, life is going to be beautiful. I'm saying first become willing to go through pain.
Okay.
I cannot be a Navy SEAL, I cannot be a Black Cat Commando if I've not gone through pain. So I was speaking to a few top class business leaders of our town, people who have turnovers of 5,000 crores and more. And the discussion was, is it okay to let go of a few employees? Is it okay to announce a salary cut of 20%, 30%, 40%? I said, how much will you save? 3 months time, let's say 4 months time, till September, how much will you save? 7 months? From March to September, kitna bacha loge?
Couple of crores.
No, so there is one organization where the salary cost is 7 crores per month.
Okay.
So she said about 100 crores. I said, fair enough. What's your turnover? 6,000 crores.
What is the percentage?
1.5%. How about you telling people, I will pay this money. Right now we have a small cash flow issue. You look into your finances, your bank balances, your EMIs and your commitments. And all of you who can volunteer help, please volunteer help. I will be very grateful. Just appeal to the goodness of people. Somebody might say, 1 month pay me 50%, I can manage. Appeal to the goodness of people. I can guarantee you, when the times become right, your organization will be faster off the blocks. And what you have invested as 100 crores on people, you will get back multifold. You will be able to demand it from people. Karke do mere ko. Then nobody will be able to say no. But if you go for this 20%, 30% cut right now, and in October when orders are more and you say, come on, stretch yourself, they will only smirk and say, stretch yourself. Did you stretch yourself when we were in tough times? So, a willingness to go through pain, empathy in the heart for others. You know, any decision has two parts. Part number one is what will happen as a result of my decision for me, and what will happen to others as a result of my decision. Both are equally important. Both are equally important. So what will happen if I take this decision? Company will save 100 crores. What will happen to others? 6,000 families are going to go through pain. And if you can sleep in the night saying, I am comfortable, my company is profitable, even if 6,000 people have a sleepless night, what can I do? Then there is no empathy.
Absolutely.
So willingness to go through pain, empathy, and a strong belief that the future will be yours. You asked me for one and I have given you three.
Wonderful. So, you found a currency which will actually help us sail through out of these three things. So I think I was just thinking about first and foremost thing is acceptance. Then you do, a correction, maybe in the situation or yourself, as the way you said, if it is not the horse, but you start using the car now, it's a new media. Firstly, accept that there is a problem, as you're saying, yes, it is going to be tough, it's going to have pains. Then actually correct, and then actually go ahead and make sure that you have that empathy, which is an important piece to really get it executed. Wonderfully said. I was thinking about this Hutke as a concept which has 5 pillars: H for health, A for attitude, T for technology, K for knowledge, and E for enablement. I think in most of the businesses, these pillars do help right from starting with the business owner himself or herself, translating it to the ecosystem of employees or customers or vendors. So how do you look at all these parameters like health, technology, enablement for the helping of the businesses in the, or we can call it as a business continuity in the current context?
Health, absolutely important. And it includes physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health.
Right.
To me, I assume that the health that you're referring to is more holistic than only physical.
Absolutely true. Yes.
Health is equal to, let's say, well-being, and all these things come into it.
Cover into. Yes.
Without that, everything is meaningless. With it, even little is more than enough. वो गाना ना, दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा, तो जब ये हेल्थ है ना, तो वो आशाएं थोड़ी छोटी हो जाती है और इंसान बड़े आसानी से सुकून मिल जाता है उसको. उसके पास ज्यादा है तो बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन सुकून के लिए थोड़ा हुआ तो बस हो जाता है उसको. So to me, health, absolutely right. When health is in place, of course, attitudes matter a lot, because what you're going to do, what is the impact you're going to create, what is the future you want to have, how do you go through tough times, for all this attitude is required. Technology is the base of everything that we do nowadays, which includes the mixie and the microwave in the kitchen, to the meter on which the auto rickshaws are being run, to the mobile phones that we use, the Zoom and the interview that we are having right now. That much technology which is relevant for us must be known by us, should be used by us, not excessive use of technology. Absolutely right. Today we are having this interview, but I would love to meet you and Sumedha, at office, at home. That has its own charm. So not overtly technology, but wherever technology can make us do things better, absolutely yes. Knowledge is a bottomless pit. The more knowledge you have and the more relevant knowledge you have, the more you realize how less you know. So that keeps us humble. To me, the most beautiful part of the hunt of knowledge is the humility that it brings. And the dangerous part of knowledge equally is the arrogance that knowledge can bring to you. So with knowledge, if humility is a part of it, then it's absolutely extraordinary. And human beings are social animals, no? So engagement to definitely banta hai. If engagement is not there, there is no fun in life. So Hatke is a very, very beautifully created acronym, and I must congratulate you for the same.
Thanks. Quickly about, and I don't want to boast about it, but it's again something that I started, stuck me 3 weeks back. And I was also thinking, business consulting, business in a year to business consulting, what are you talking about? Come on, you have to bring something which is absolutely out of the blue, completely out of the box. And this actually transpired. So as you rightly put out, so I started discussions, and this interview now I've covered maybe around 30 plus interviews, and it's a great time that I'm spending with you for this initiative. So I believe that commitment to the thought and bringing that out is something very, very important. So moving forward, from your point of view, to keep you motivated, I believe you motivate so many number of thousands of people. But what is the secret of you being motivated? Where do you get that energy? Where do you get that kick in the morning? Yes, I will do this. This is next thing I will conquer.
I think the feeling of abundance. I think there are extraordinary people on this planet. They are doing extraordinary things in their own ways. I read about a very small family of 2 brothers and 1 mother. They sold their land, which was about 25 lakhs, to take care of the migrants who were passing by on the road, to feed them.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Oh.
When you read about people like these, you understand what kind of abundance they must be having in their mind. I don't know whether they pray, I don't know whether they are devotees, I don't know whether they are bhakts, but I definitely know His grace is on them and He's flowing through them. Now, these people inspire me and these people motivate me. Then I look at what have I been blessed with. I've been blessed with good people. I've been blessed with some ideas. I've been blessed with extraordinary family. I've been blessed with some outstanding experiences. And then I asked myself this question: why were you given these? Was it for you to keep, or was it for you to share?
Yeah.
When Ashwathama tells Dronacharya that I am your son, every bit of knowledge that you have belongs to me. Because as a part of being a son, that's my hereditary wealth. Dronacharya replies, I belong to that knowledge. Knowledge does not belong to me. I am who I am because of that knowledge. That knowledge is not what it is because it is with me. So knowledge belongs to no one. It is meant to flow. It comes to us to make our life a little better. And our way of expressing gratitude and saying thank you to him is passing it on to people. When I look around, I understand that millions of people are having a much tougher life than the life that I have. Sirish, the struggles of people is real and huge. The Didi who comes to our office to wash the office, you'll be surprised. During this lockdown, which is for now close to 50 days, that lady came to office every alternate day to clean.
My God. Mm.
And when we asked her, Baba, क्यों आ रही हो दीदी? बताओ, हम लोग खुद ही ऑफिस आएंगे 15 दिन बाद. She's saying, यहाँ विद्या का काम होता है, यहाँ लोग आके सीख के जाते हैं, यहाँ हम गंदगी नहीं रख सकते. मेरी इच्छा तो रोज आने की है, लेकिन यहाँ ऑफिस में कोई नहीं आ रहा है, मैं हर 2 दिन में आके जाऊंगी. We are telling her, don't come. She's saying, no, there is knowledge over here. This place has to be clean all the time.
यहाँ पे विद्या है.
I mean, I ask myself this question, why did that guy, among millions of people who clean offices and homes, is this lady into my life? Probably to teach, always remember, your job is to share, is to discuss. You know, Sadhu Vaswani used to say this. Did you meet somebody on the road? Did you still leave them with the load?
Okay.
कर क्या रहे हो? You and me are sitting at home, probably watching Netflix or watching the different movies, watching Nirmala Sethuraman directly, sitting at office, AC is on. And they are living in patras. And the heat comes to their body. Willingness to go through pain. And their sense of service. When I'm surrounded by these people, there is no inner source of motivation required. Their presence is a great motivation in our life.
It's heart-touching, actually. Wonderful. So moving forward, the way that things are getting recovered, how do you see the recovery path, and what are the best things that we'll carry that we have kind of invented, innovated as best practices from here to the new normal, I've said, as new normal?
Sirish, it's a little too early to say because everything will be a conjuncture. But I believe in the resilience of our country. 200 years of Mughal rule, 190 years of British rule. When the sense of self-respect for every Indian became zero. From there also, you couldn't put India down. It might be slow, but if you look into the history of the world and history of nations, we are a very young country. We are not even 75. And in 75 years, what we have achieved is brilliant. Today, every Indian believes that we can be better than anybody in the world. You look into the sports field, you see India making its mark now. We are beginning to believe we are not inferior to anyone. We don't have that fascination for Gori Chamdi anymore.
Right.
Our delight is not somehow I should have a Nike shoes or a Levi's jeans means I have really arrived in life. It's high. I've seen so many Indians very, very happy in Nano. Anand Mahindra of Tech Mahindra? No. Mahindra. Persistent Computers. Anand Deshpande.
Yeah.
Anand Deshpande of Persistent.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
He travels in a Nano.
Amazing guy.
Anu Aga of Thermax, I've seen her traveling in a Wagoner. Which means what?
Extremely grounded
What
personality.
I have does not define me, especially what is outside me. What is inside me is what defines me.
Mm.
India is an extraordinary idea. And now we are also seeing decisive leadership.
Mm.
When bold measures are being taken, good, bad, what else could have been, that time will tell. But as a nation, we are not scared anymore.
क्या बात है. Mm.
And nation is people. People are not scared anymore. We have companies like Zoho coming from India as a product and then taking the whole world.
Whole world, yes. Yes.
In 10 years' time, you will see so many companies from India being number one in the whole world.
Excellent. Mm.
Work from home means extraordinary. And I believe Indian women are super smart. You know, they can manage the house in insignificant amount and God knows how they do it. Work from home means every Indian woman, if they want to, they can work and they don't have to leave their home. They don't have to feel guilty about मैं बच्चों को छोड़ के कैसे जाऊं. Manage करेगी मैं.
So if they are not able to go to the office, offices come to their home.
You know, Swami Vivekananda said this 125 years ago. I will say that the nation has arrived when the child who cannot go to school, the school should come to the child. Vivekananda said this 125 years ago. And we are seeing this happen now. I know a school principal called Yasmin. She is the principal of a school, I think, called VES. She's running the whole school on WhatsApp.
Wow.
Geography, 40-minute period. She says, my children are very poor. They don't have videos on their phone per se, so they can't shoot and send, but they can have WhatsApp. 40-minute sessions are being cut into 10 minutes so that it can be sent on WhatsApp.
Super.
Class 10 child is a part of 10 groups, every subject one group. Yasmin has withdrawn herself from all family groups, everything else, but she's a part of 120 WhatsApp group of her school.
Oh, wow.
Video is being sent through WhatsApp. Assignments are being sent through WhatsApp. Submissions are happening through WhatsApp. Question answer, Yasmin is saying, and I'm speaking about the poorest of children. Yasmin is saying my children can send me questions through audio, through video, or through text. She's running the whole school on WhatsApp.
What a
I mean,
power.
Jan Koum, the founder of WhatsApp, would have never imagined that his invention will power schools. This is the country, this is the innovation, this is the jugaad. Wait and watch what 10 years does. The whole world will be coming to India for answers, for talent, for ideas, for energy, and last but not the least, for spirituality. Sirish, the future is very bright.
Wonderful. I think that is said so nicely, and it takes me back actually where we say that India has the power, and we are humble. We were dictated, but it is clearly evident that in this state of pandemic, it is clearly being laid out, and I think as you rightly pointed said that will come out as making India as a winner. Coming to the kind of a closure of this discussion, and I hate to kind of get there. We can go hours and hours, and I would like to meet you and really get more and more fruitful and constructive and hatke and discussions. But as a message, do you have any message that we can have to the individuals who are finding themselves a little bit lost in their minds, in their businesses, in whatever they are doing?
Yeah.
And they need a little bit of a push, so maybe a last message that you have for them.
So 2 parts to the answer. Part number 1, if this experience has come to you, believe that you have enough stuff inside you to not only face it, but overcome it beautifully well.
Okay.
I'm a very, very big believer in, if I have been given a problem or an issue in my life, there is a solution available somewhere around me next to me. No lock is ever made without a key.
Wow, that's nice.
And every key is broken in many places. You don't have a very smooth, round, soft, round ball-like key now.
Right.
All keys are broken in how many places?
So many places the slots are there. Yeah.
So if you think this is one of those experiences in life which is testing you or maybe creating some cracks in you, congratulations, you are becoming a key which is going to open a lock which has been created exactly for this key.
So nicely said. Mm-hmm.
So this is part number one of the answer. Part number two, believe this is exactly what you needed in your life. When a child is taken to a doctor for vaccination, the child doesn't want it. In fact, all of us who have children, and if we have taken the children for vaccination, they need to go 4 or 5 times for vaccinations. First time you take the child has no idea this is a doctor and is going to pain. And then the doctor gives an injection. The child is shocked and it cries. Second time you take the child to the doctor, even if you're climbing the stairs, the child knows the pain. And it starts crying.
Resisting, yeah.
Fourth time onwards, the child is howling as the child is being taken over there. The child has no idea how important and how necessary that vaccination is for the child. Hence the child cries. I believe when things are tough in life, like COVID-19 or this pandemic, we become like that child who says, I don't want this pain, I don't want this pain. Nahi chahiye mere ko. But he is saying, for your benefit, our parents over there, the eternal father, he's saying, Bacha, I know you will cry, but it is okay. You need this for your long-term benefit.
Wonderful.
So if you can see this saying, this is exactly what I needed right now in my life, so that I can drop some kachara which I have accumulated and I can grab some beauty which is just in front of me, you will go through this situation beautifully. It will be painful, but it will be wonderful.
So nicely said. You know, it was wonderful talking to you, Nagan Bhai. I have no words to thank you, actually. It's a great time. And so thank you so much for your time and insights, share. And it's a relationship. It's something that we will continue having more and more chats and do things for each other. We wish a lot of luck for you, yourself, your initiatives, and with God's grace, Life School grows its influence. Wow Parenting takes the next leap into the world, and any and many more of whatever your thoughts are come that powerful and hit the world with that positivity. Would be the wish that I can pray to the God.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
See you.
बिजनेस कोई भी हो, सक्सेस की नींव हम रखते हैं।
बुलंदियों को छूने की आपके अरमानों की उम्मीद जगाती जोत है, हर सपनों का हम स्रोत है।
सही स्ट्रेटेजी, परफेक्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग और बिजनेस ग्रोथ के लिए हम आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर आपकी स्वप्न पूर्ति करते हैं। स्त्रोत कंसल्टेक, सिनर्जाइजिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।